what even is a personal brand in 2025? It's not some fancy logo or perfectly curated LinkedIn profile, though, I mean, those things can help, but it's the vibe you give off, the reputation that precedes you, the story people tell about you when you're not in the room. It's how you show up online in meetings, on podcasts, or even in casual chats. You know, think of it as your, I don't know, your digital footprint and why building one now is important. And why build one now? Well, the world's changed and we're in an era where AI is cranking out content faster than you could ever imagine. And remote work is norm, although it used to be more normal, but it's trying to get back. And the gig economy is booming. I mean, platforms like TikTok, X, whatever new VR social apps pop up, everyone's got a megaphone. But without a strong personal brand, you're just shouting into the void. Take the job market, for starters. In 2025, your resume, man, it's old news. Sure, it's got skills listed and a nice, neat font, and employers are scrolling through your socials, checking your posts, seeing if you align with their vibe. And I read this stat that blew my mind. 70% of employers say a personal brand is more important than a resume or a CV. Yeah, you heard that right. They're not just hiring you for your skills, they're hiring you, the whole package. So imagine applying for a marketing gig, and instead of just listing your experience, you've got a blog where you break down viral campaigns or a YouTube channel where you're dissecting trends. Now that stuff shows that you're passionate about the topic and you're knowledgeable and you're proactive. It's like saying, hey man, I'm not just here for a paycheck. I'm invested in this world. This is my thing. And in a year where AI is automating routine jobs left and right, standing out as a unique human with a brand, that's going to be your edge. That's going to make you different. But it's not just about jobs. Let's talk about real opportunities. You know, building a personal brand opens doors you didn't even know existed. Picture this. You're a web developer who's been posting threads on X about the future of Web 3, sharing tips, memes, and maybe even hosting spaces. Now, suddenly, someone from a startup, they DM you. They're looking for a collaboration, or an investor slides into your mentions because your insights resonate with them. I saw this post from a guy talking about how his personal brand in Web3 turned him into a go-to expert, landing him speaking gigs and partnerships. In 2025, with decentralized tech and crypto blowing up, your brand isn't just nice to have, it's your ticket to networks that can change your life. And networking used to mean awkward cocktail parties, but it's about consistent online presence now. You know, share your wins, your fails, your thoughts, and watch the magic happen. And speaking of magic, let's dive into trust. Man, in a world full of deep fakes and AI generated everything, authenticity is gold. You know, people are skeptical as hell these days that only 31% of Americans trust mass media, apparently. So when you build a personal brand that's genuine, you're building trust. It's about showing up as you, flaws and all. No more polished corporate bullshit, man. Audiences crave realness. Think about creators like Chris Williamson. You know, he got this massive brand because he shares deep, thoughtful stuff on his podcast. And it leads to trust that turns into product sales, loyal fans, tons of success. And in 2025, with trends leaning toward radical authenticity, ditching the perfect persona for something messy and human, that's what wins hearts. You know, share your struggles, like how you bounce back from a failed project, and people will relate to that. They think, wow, this person's just like me. Boom. There's a little bit of loyalty there for life. Now let's talk money, because who doesn't love money? Personal branding in 2025 is it's a straight up wealth builder. The gig economy is exploding. Freelancers, solopreneurs, side hustlers, they're everywhere. But how do you stand out when everyone's offering very similar services? Dude, it's your brand. It's what justifies premium pricing. If you're known as a go-to expert in sustainable fashion, clients will pay more because they trust your rep. Neil Patel dropped this bomb: building a personal brand is the fastest way to get insanely rich, but most do it wrong. And he's built a $10 million empire off his brand. And with micro niches trending, like ultra specific audiences on platforms like Substack and Patreon, you can monetize deeply. Create courses, memberships, merch. Your brand turns followers into paying fans. I mean, look at influencers turning personal stories into affiliate gold by launching products with built-in hype. Oh, and there's more. There's community. In 2025, personal brands aren't solo acts. They're about building movements. People aren't just following you. They're joining your tribe. Trends show a shift from individual personas to communities where folks like belonging. That's my cat you hear in the background. Talk about the messy and imperfect. Like he thinks I'm talking to him. So instead of just posting content, man, host AMAs, run newsletters, or create Discord groups with purpose-driven. All right, I'm going to have to shut him up. Tom, get out of here. Scoot. I'll be right back. Okay, so we were talking about groups, creating Discord groups, and it's purpose-driven now. So, start with what you care and attract people who vibe with what you care about, who have similarities, things in common. I love this idea. Don't build a personal brand, build a purpose-driven brand, or even better, a movement. In a post-pandemic world, the loneliness, epidemics, and all, your brand can foster connections. Brands like Lego do it by letting fans co-create, but you can do it too. Share values on sustainability or mental health, and your community will rally around you. And tech is a big player here. AI is everywhere. Using it for content creation, personalization, even voice branding. But don't let it replace you. Amplify your brand. Tools like AI for scripting videos or analyzing audiences, it means you can produce more without burning out. Voice tech, what the hell is that? Podcasts are still growing. 47% of Americans listen monthly now to podcasts. And your brand's audio presence could be huge. With AR and VR rising, imagine immersive experiences where fans can hang out with your brand avatar, but keep it human. AI helps, but again, authenticity seals the deal. You've also got sustainability and ethics, massive in 2025. Consumers want brands that care. 73% believe companies should change society for the better. So tie your personal brand to a cause, maybe some eco-friendly tips if you're in design, or diversity chats if you're in tech. It builds credibility and attracts like-minded people. Under consumption's trending, promote quality over quantity. Like brands ditching hyper-consumerism, your brand becomes a force for good, not just self-promotion. And fun is another trend. Add some playfulness, stand out. Games on your LinkedIn, quirky content, make your brand enjoyable. Nostalgia works. Remix old vibes with new twists for some emotional hooks. And then personalization, tailor your experiences, Spotify rap style, and make fans feel seen. How about some challenges? You could post some challenges. Yeah, it's not all sunshine. The market's saturated, algorithms suck, and burnout is real. But start small. Define your story, Pick some platforms and post consistently. Overcome by being resilient. Let's do this. Let's wrap this up. I feel like I've been going on for a while. In 2025, your personal brand is your superpower. It boosts careers, it builds wealth, it fosters community, it lets you impact the world. So don't wait. Start today. It's easy, man. Share your why, be real, leverage tech, and watch the opportunities flood in. I know you've got this. So why don't you hit me up in the comments and tell me what your first step is going to be. All right? That's going to be it for today. Take care, everybody. Get out there and do something great today and do something nice for someone else. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you liked or didn't like about this episode. And I'll apply it to the next time, and we'll see if we can get better together. Take care, everybody. I am out.
I'll be fine once I get it.